What's up? So I am going to continue to hand out flowers, give props, whatever you want to say here. This next person, Luca Lanigan, shout out my brother. He would seriously be considered a brother to me. The guy lives halfway across the world, and I would seriously consider him my brother. Now, technically, I don't have a brother on this here. Technically, I don't have a brother here. So this is the closest thing to a brother I have here. So, and I would explain that, but it would be some convoluted stuff that, it doesn't really matter. But shout out my brother, Luca, for real. Aside from myself, because I do have to give myself credit, I consider myself a student of myself, or a student of God, or a student of whoever told me what they told me, and I was able to verify it. So I just consider myself a student. Aside from myself, Luca is probably the greatest. I wouldn't even call him a student. He's not a student anymore. He's up here. But I would say I mentored him a little bit, and you couldn't ask for anything better. He listened to you. He took advice. He, when I point blank said, dude, get a mind of your own. Don't just listen to me and believe this shit. Like, verify it. He did that. He verified it. He quit. He even quit watching my videos, and me and him quit speaking really as much as we do now. Then, so extremely proud of that. He has no qualms if me and him are talking, and I say something he does not agree with. He has zero qualms about being like, "Yeah, I don't see it that way, but I can see why you see it that way, but I don't. Here's how I see it," and that's a beautiful thing, because if this dude just agreed with everything I said and blindly believed me, then there would be nothing for me to what am I doing really? So he has the three qualities that I look for in people. He's a genuinely good person. He has a fuck you in there and a rebel in there. And the highest compliment on that is, dude, I genuinely like you. Like, again, I love everyone, but I genuinely like you. So he is far more incredible than he gives himself credit for. That's probably it. I'm only going to mention like one flaw in this entire thing, and that is that, and it's not really a flaw, it's a positive as well, but it is a negative. It does not give himself enough credit. Does not give himself enough credit or see how impeccable he really is and what he can really do. So, if there was a point, you can say retirement was on a horizon, and there was one person I could entrust to do this, and by do this I just mean teach people this, be a good person, and lead by example, he would be it. He is far, and this is no disrespect to anyone else, but I've spoken to a lot of people, dude, in real life, through all social media, and I've talked to quite a few people that gets this, but I have not spoken to anyone that's on the same level as this kid. So it's crazy. He is so far ahead of the game that I don't even know what to say. Like, he's ahead of the game by a lot. And he's not, it don't seem like he's going to slow down anytime soon. So, shout out. Because when you get ahead of the game that much, what happens is you elevate the game with you. And then what seems to happen is time catches up with you, whatever time is. Because again, I have zero clue, and I'm not going to come here and pretend like I do. Time has eluded me, my friends. I have not figured time out yet. And I've not figured other people out completely yet either, because I'm not making the claim as I used to make that other people aren't real. And it's like, whatever, dude. But there's something up with other people that I can't quite put my finger on. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I'm not saying this is a negative either, by the way. I'm not, okay, let's go back to Luca because I'm getting off subject here. But the kid's ahead of the game. And like seriously, if I did not if he did not come across me and me and him didn't start speaking, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have got through some shit or realized some things, but me and him meeting, interacting, and speaking not only led me to give him advice, but led me to give him advice that I could use myself and implement, and it showed me, like, I guess you could say, the evolution, the process of evolution, or whatever you want to say here, ascending or waking up. Like, you can see where people are at. And so, comparably speaking, I've talked to people, like, just let's say this is a baseline, right? I've talked to people that were like here. I've talked to people that were like here. I've talked to people that were here. And he's like off the fucking map, dude. But in me doing this is what I'm saying. You can see where people are going, like what's going on in their trajectory of the evolution or ascension or waking up or whatever, healing. I don't care what you want to use here. They're words. Pick one. And he was kind of, with me interacting with him and interacting with others, and then seeing how, like, putting it all together within myself, then I could put the whole thing together and be like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. So, yeah, he helped me out tremendously. He helped me out tremendously because he was there when I had some rough spots and it felt like I was all alone. Because I'm telling you guys, man, you talk to some people out here about this, I don't care how close you are to them, you can tell they're not interested and they think you're kind of crazy. And you can tell that they are kind of curious as to why all of a sudden you have this huge thing for doing the right thing and being a better person, and like putting stuff out there, and then you kind of expect others to go on. You can just tell, man. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm not being cruel or rude to anyone that's watching this, but it's just like I had some people that was really close to me in life that I felt that I could turn to with some things, and repeatedly they just made me feel all alone, and it made me feel like I was really all alone here even more. And I'm telling you, the wrong people, dude. I'm going to tell you something, my brother Sean. If you're watching, Sean, shout out to you, my brother. He went on a trip to Hawaii or somewhere. I can't remember. Some island, tropical, beautiful place, right? Now, I spoke to him while he was down there and when he came back. He did not have a good time. Absolutely didn't have a good time. In fact, he was like, dude, fuck, that sucked. And then he said something that stuck in my mind. It's all about the people you're around, dude. That's it. The people you're around make it or break it. Now, fast forward about a year later, I really understood what that meant. And that's why I made the drastic life changes I made. That's why my circle got cut way the fuck down. That's why people that I've been rocking with for 20 years are no longer in my presence. And that's why I am happy I did it. So, my brother Jesus was very correct when he said, if you're miserable in life, you have to be very willing to give that life up and follow me. And it doesn't necessarily mean follow Jesus. It means be Christ-like. And he tells you everything. If you can separate this silly shit from what Jesus really said, just separate it. It's noise. Get to the point of what Jesus really said. Life changes dramatically, quickly and dramatically, if you can let go and implement this. So again, to end this is exactly what my brother Luca did. And this is why he gets bouquets and bouquets and bouquets of fucking flowers and roses. Shout out, brother. Seriously, super proud of you. You have something more than you realize at this current point in time. You are meant for something more than you can comprehend at this current point in time. So I will leave it to you like this again. We didn't come here to take part, my brother. We came here to take over. And again, Dude, this is our shit. Come on now. You can't take over your own shit. It's a game of form in the play of life. Act like it. Love you guys.